Hey guys, so just a kind of quick look at the property here. This is before everything got started. The only thing we had done at this point was put in the flags to stake out where we wanted the driveway and where we wanted the house to go. With the property, you can see the fence row right there with the pine trees. There is a factory on the other side of the property. Luckily, they did plant those trees and put the fence up, so that does kind of do a sound buffer, plus give us a little bit of privacy as well. And up through there is where we decided to put the house. So right here is where we eventually we decided to put the house after walking the property multiple times. We figured this was the best spot. We did decide to go ahead and put it at an angle rather than straight towards the road. We just felt like doing it that way gave us the best viewpoint looking down at the property, down the driveway towards the road. This right here, we did have to cut a tree down in order to get our power hooked up. So this part of the process was super intriguing to me. It kind of blew my mind the way they brought the house in. It was not at all how I expected them to do it. So to be able to be there, watch them come through, go in between the trees, under the trees, it was very interesting to watch this while stressful at the same time. But honestly, they seemed like they got through there without any kind of issues. They did have to cut a couple of branches from some of the trees just to get through there. But other than that, everything seemed to be a pretty smooth process. So at this point of the installation of the home, things were moving fairly quickly. Actually, probably because they were calling for major storms that afternoon. It really was kind of stressing me that they even brought the house out on that day because of the weather forecast. But the guy that was doing the grade work and put our septic system in was actually finishing up his part when they brought the house. He was not expecting them to bring the house that day. So he was actually had to kick it into high gear to get his part done and get out of their way so that they could finish doing their part to set the house up and connect the pieces. So at this point, this is where they got the house put together. What's crazy about it is literally within minutes after everything was finished, it came a massive downpour. As you can tell, it became a muddy mess. Their vehicles got stuck. It was kind of a disaster at that point and created a huge mess. But they were able to get it together, get everything done with the roof prior to the rain. But yes, as you can see, it became just a complete muddy mess at this point. So the first step in getting the driveway started is this picture here. We had the county come out, put in a tile for the driveway, and they did this gravel part right here. From that point, we did rent the equipment. We cut in our own driveway. We rented a skid steer, had to clear out, remove the sod. We did have some shale brought in for some of the softer spots. So this kind of takes you down along the driveway. Still a complete mess, as you can see. But we had never done anything like this before. This is all new. So, the fact that we were even able to do this without any help kind of blew my mind. But it's one of those things, it's like, when you get in there, it's something you got to do. You sink or swim, and you just got to make it happen. So once we got everything prepared for the driveway and the grass removed, we went back and we laid down this geotextile fabric. So this basically, it is just to help keep the gravel from sinking into the ground, and then also to help with weeds coming up. So it wasn't too big of a process for that. Now after this, it did come a heavy rain. So in this clip right here, the gravel truck they got stuck in the driveway twice. So at this point, we had to borrow my aunt's Cushman, which, by the way, that thing is a beast. And we had to use the skid steer to move the piles of gravel that the gravel truck dumped off. And this is how we had to finish laying the gravel for the driveway, which was a little bit of a pain, time consuming, but we got it done. It was just one of those things. You just have to do what you have to do. So all in all, I think that the driveway, it turned out good. We could use a little more gravel, but that'll come eventually. So on the foundation of the house, we decided to go with this brick rather than do the block, just because personally we like the look of the brick better. Trying to figure out which color of brick, that was a little bit of a process, but ultimately I think we went with the right choice. I think it complements the siding very well. So after the foundation, the next project, I wanted to give the front of the house just a little bit of character. So we went ahead and we built these shutters just out of pine board, and then we just stained them, put them on. Very simple, cheap project to add a little extra something to the house. And then from that point, my dad and nephew, they did come and help us set these posts to go ahead and get working on the porch. So here is the driveway after the mud mess was cleared up. We got grass to grow, everything settled in. I think it turned out really nice. I'm very pleased with the way that we decided to do the driveway, where you kind of drive across the property up to the house. The the next step in the process was getting a floor built for the porch. Again, my dad and nephew came over, helped frame that in and get that part taken care of. We did set the porch up. We laid it out to where it wraps around the house so you can get to the front door as well just by walking around. So once we got the floor on the porch, at that point, I was ready to get some furniture, get a nice little seating area set up because the weather, is starting to get warm and I love some outdoor seating. So we went ahead and we started working on that until we were ready to tackle the project of adding the roof onto the porch. Once we got the roof put on the porch, that instantly made it my favorite place to be. I absolutely love coming out and sitting on the porch. There's a great breeze, just hearing the sounds of nature, being out in the country. I really couldn't ask for anything more. And then the fact that we were able to do this as kind of a DIY, I'm so super proud of us for this. And here, as you can see, I'm kind of like my family. They call me Clark Griswold. I love exterior illumination. So I did go and get landscape lighting. And then I did a floodlight in this huge pine tree in our front yard, which I absolutely love that tree. So I wanted to light it up. And then right here is the finished porch. We got the curtains hung up. I've got lights strung around it. At this point now, we just need to work on getting the landscaping taken care of and getting some grass where it's not so patchy around the house. But considering where we were at 4 months ago, this is a huge improvement. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed the video, kind of seeing the process of us getting our home established on our piece of property. I do have plenty of projects in the works as we continue to work on the property and make this our forever home. I will be doing a video of the inside tour of the house, kind of before and after as well. So I hope that you guys come along with us as we start on this journey. Feel free to like and subscribe. And I think this is going to wrap it up for me. I hope everyone has a great day.